So, good morning everyone. I'm James Axel and Gomez, and today we will talk about the law and legislative power in the Philippines, no? But before that, let's have our objectives. So, at the end of the lesson, student will be able to understand the use of bicameral legislation in forming the Congress and identify the different position in Congress, and will have a basic understanding on how laws are created. So, let's start. Legislative power. So, legislative power refers to the power to enact or create laws, which includes the power to alter or repeal them. So, when we say power to enact laws, ang ibig sabihin is may kakayahan na sumulat ng batas, no? Sumulat ng batas. And one is yung power to alter law is i-modified ang usa ka law, no? Power to alter was modified, no? So power to enact laws, create, power to alter, modified, ano? Kumbaga baguhon ba? Pero di ko siya ingon nga totally nga kanang walaon. Nalay specific nga part nga walaon, no, para ma-accept siya sa Congress, no? Ug ma-aprobahan pud ang veto sa president. And the last one is power to repeal law. Diri na tong walaon or ibasura ang usa ka law kay wala na haom sa society, or wala giaprobahan sa kongreso, or wala pud hatagan og wala pud gipirmahan sa president, no? So later atong matakil ang tawagan kaning veto sa president kung unsa siya ka importante, no, in terms of kanang pagpasa na og balaod. So here in Philippines natay gitawag og bicameral, no, bicameral legislation. So ang bicameral is na opposite side, no, which is ang unicameral. So the difference between these two is ang bicameral is nag-consist og duha ka chambers, no, which is ang upper house and ang lower house. So sa upper house is diri ang Senate. So sa lower house is diri ang House of Representatives. Sa unicameral naman is giusa lang ang Senate ug ang House of Representatives. Kumbaga one chamber lang siya, no? So the difference between these two in terms of publishing a law is bicameral is hassle because napay mga hearing nga need i-conduct aron ma-assure ang check and balance sa pag-publish a law, no? So hinoon safety man pod. Since unicameral is also safety pod and pass pod siya because isa ra ka chamber, no? So balik sa bicameral. So sa bicameral is na upper house which is gibuo sa Senate. So ang senador ang Senate is gibuo og 24 ka senador na ginahalal sa pamamagitan ng botohan ng mga mamamayan, no? At ang ilang termino is 6 na taon, kung saan maaari siyang maglingkod ng dalawang magkasunod na termino. Pero mahuman na po yung term, di na po siya pahintulutan nga mo balik na pod. So ilaning gibuhat aron malikayan ang political dynasty, no? Like ato sa China ba nga ang relatives ray pwede mo puli ana. So wala pa pod no specific nga law nga naga target ang political dynasty, no? Pero kung gud politics, normal ra jud na siya. So next is ang House of Representatives. So ang House of Representatives ay binubuo ng hindi lalagpas sa 250 na mambabatas, na kung saan 20% sa mga ito ay nagmula sa iba't ibang party list. So ang mga kinatawan ng mga legislative district at sa ibang bansa. So explain ang House of Representatives. For example, diri sa Tagum City sa District 1, diri ang congressman is si attorney Alvarez, no? So ang trabaho ni Attorney Alvarez is magtabang sa sa iyahang distrito kung unsa ang mga kulang. Let's say for example, so sa ka district na mga nanghitabo nga mga krimen, no? Or mga problem. So ang buhaton ni congressman is magpasa siya og law sa Congress aron na siya maaksyonan, no? So mo na siya ang work. Kumbaga siya ang tao siya ang tao sa distrito aron mahatagan og pagdungog ang iyang district sa Congress. Ano ba? And ang same thing pod sa party list, no? Kung ang usa ka tao ma-feel na wala sila gitagaag panahon or sila gitagaag pagtagad sa usa ka kongresista or sa congressman sa usa ka district, is magbuhat sila og party list aron sila matagaan og pagtagad og oras. Like anang sa mga kanang mga PBA party list, manginana ba? Sa ilang ginatagaan og pagdungog, di ba? Ang mga kabataan, di ba? No? Ang support og sport not dili sa mga drugs, di ba? Aron lang jud matagag pagtagad ang mga bata og malayo sa mga droga, is nagbuhat og party list. In fact, na mga ring, di ba? Makita na siya na panghimuan na og court, na mga board. Mo siya example sa party list, no? Next is functions and powers of the Philippine Congress. So in general, the Philippine Congress performs various legislative functions for the good of the country, and these include the definition of the rights and duties of citizens. So for you as citizen diri sa Pilipinas, unsay imong rights, no? Katungod nimo sa mayan diri, rights to vote, rights on property, rights on self-governance, rights on ancestral domain, or anything, no? The second one is imposition of taxes to defray expenses of government. Then the third one is appropriation of public funds. Then the fourth one is definition and punishment of crimes. So later matakil na to ni kay di man good porket nakanayan na naay crime gibuhat ang tao, dapat tapos di mo siya i-treat o ginana. So mamaya makita na or ibawal na to ang mga limits niya. And the fifth one is creations and abolition of government offices, including the determination of their jurisdiction and functions, no? Sa second slide ato ning matakil. So regulation of human conduct and the use of property for the promotion of the common good. Okay? So next, 3 types of legislative power sa Congress. So first is general legislative power. So like what I said earlier, katong mga power to create laws, power to modify law, and power to abolish law is mo to siya general legislative power. So the second one is specific legislative powers. So this include the power of appropriation or determining the national budget of the government, no? So from the word itself, national budget. So more on budgeting in specific legislative powers. Then the second one is the power of taxation or to enact tax laws, or the power of expropriation or to pass laws appropriating private property for public use upon payment of just compensation. So the third one is non-legislative powers. So the non-legislative powers is bugat-bugat po siya power pod. So first one is power to confirm appointments. So ang kapangyarihang ito ay nakapaloob sa check and balance system upang maiwasan ang pag-aabuso ng mga executive department. So bagamat ang Pangulo ang namimili ng mga taong manunungkulan sa mga matataas na posisyon ng pamahalaan, ang mga membro ng Kongreso ang nagbibigay ng approval kung dapat bang manungkulan ang taong ito, no? So the second one is power to appropriate funds. Ito ay kapangyarihan ng Kongreso na gumastos na mula sa kaban ng bayan kanatong ginatax mo na siyang ang atong tax mo na rason nga nung mga project sa ato ang syudad na mga dalan, na mga court, na mga gym, no, diya siya napadung. So bukod dito, ang Congress din ang nagbibigay ng approval sa taunang budget na isinusumite ng Pangulo, no? So third one is power to impeach. So ang Kongreso ay may kapangyarihang alisin ang mga high officials. So kagaya ng President, Vice President, Justices, Supreme Court, Ombudsman, and Constitutional Commission. Dahil sa mga reason na bribery, graft, and most especially kanang pinaka-common is corruption, no? Hinoon sa politics no, normal ron pud na noon, pero lagi para pud malikayan tanggalon largo, no? So ang mga impeachment cases ay isinasampa sa lower house o House of Representatives. Kung papabor ang mga 1/3 na miyembro ng lower house, ang impeachment case ay itataas sa Senado para sa paglilitis. So para maipasa ang impeachment case, kinakailangan bumoto ng pagsang-ayon ang at least 2/3 ng mga senador, no? And take note that ang Chief Justice naman ng Supreme Court, ang presider ng paglilitis, ay hindi boboto para sa resulta ng impeachment case, no? Kapag natanggal na ang nasa posisyon ang nagkasala, maaari na siyang kasuhan sa kanyang mga paglabag, no? Grabe pagi. So the fourth one is power to check military's power. So maaring suspendihin ng Pangulo ang writ of habeas corpus kung kinakailangan sa loob ng 48 hours, no? Also, kinakailangan ng presidente na magsumite ng report kung bakit niya ito pinatupad. Kailangan na sumang-ayon ang Congress. Kung hindi, ay mababasura ang martial law. And last one is power to declare war. So, tanging Kongreso lamang ang may kakayahang magdeklara ng digmaan sa ating bansa kung kinakailangan, no? And also, need pud nga musang-ayon ang 2/3 ng mga House of Representatives at Senado para makapagdeklara ng digmaan, no? And also, remember that sa Pilipinas, according sa Article 2 National Policy ng Philippine Constitution, tanging defensive war lang jud ang kaya nga buhaton sa Pilipinas, no? Kay mabantayan ninyo sa mga president like nila Duterte o ni President Bongbong Marcos is ginabuhat nila is gina-negotiate nila ang China nga sa ang rason aron dangon ni dapat yung mga paagi ana para dili mo end up ba sa presa sa Ukraine ug sa Russia. So gaya sinestorya lang bisag lami na kay pangbigwasan bisig pangilog, pero naman tay kuan balaod, so follow ta. So next is two types of power, no? So we have inherent and implied power. So let's start on implied power. So ito ang mga kapangyarihan na hindi direktang nakasaad sa kahit anong dokumento, ngunit mahalaga para magawan ng Kongreso ang mga gawain ito. So una is ang kapangyarihan na gumawa ng mga pamantayan o alituntunin na dapat sundin tuwing may gawain o paglilitis ang Kongreso. So ikalawa, kapangyarihang ipatawag ang mga miyembro nito lalo na kung kinakailangan ang quorum o mayorya para madesisyonan ang isang issue. So in terms of kanang meeting need yun na sila ma-quorum, no? aron ma-aware pud tong mga senador and para para pod tawag gani, para pod ma-desisyonan largo kung sa buhaton. That's the reason why ang bicameral hassle yung kay siya, time consuming kayo. Then ikatlo, kapangyarihang i-record o itala ang mga kaganapan sa loob ng Kongreso para maging batayan sa hinaharap. Okay? So, sa ikaduha is ang inherent powers. So, these powers are inherent to the exercise of legislative powers by Congress to be able to perform its functions orderly. So, ito kung gipangingon kaganiha tong sa general, specific o non-legislative power. So, moto siya ang example sa inherent power, no? So, next is constitutional prohibitions on the powers of Congress. So, dito sa prohibitions. No ex post facto law shall be passed according sa Article 3, Section 22. So, ang ex facto law is if ever ikaw nga tao ning commit ka og crime, pero at that time walay balaod anak nga time nga haom sa imong sala. So, example, nakabuhat tag inana din way balaod nga na kapareha ana, ang gibuhat sa usa ka politics o sa ka lawmaker is nagbuhat siya balaod para lang ka makulong, which is bawal, no? Pero unless na lang og kuan ka kanang certified na jud ka nga delinquent god, like drug dealer sa pagkadiha or na naka sa mga syndicate mga inana, pwede siya ma-actionan. Pero ganig mga little lang, like wala kay helmet din, buhatan ni kag balaod, bawal na siya, no? So next is no bill of attainder shall be passed according sa Article 3, Section 23. So, Bill of Attainder is a legislative act which inflicts punishment without trial. So, if mo-punish ka sa usa ka tao nga wala pay trial, then diha pa lang nga part is gi-violate na nimong due process. Naman jud na yung mga rules jud, no? In terms of inanang situation. And muna gitaw og due process jud, no? So, next is no law granting any tax exemption shall be passed without the concurrence of a majority of all members of Congress, according sa Article 6, Section 28. So, tax exemption must be granted to taxpayers judiciously. So, under the principle of uniformity in taxation, all taxable articles or properties of the same class shall be taxed at the same rate. So, it implies equality in burden, not equality in amount. So, take note class, equality in burden, not equality in amount. So, the principle of equity in taxation requires that the apportionment of tax burden be more or less just in the light of the taxpayer's ability to shoulder the tax. So, Congress must be able to balance these two principles when legislating tax exemptions to taxpayers, making sure that the one group of taxpayers is not prejudiced by granting of exemptions to other groups, no? In terms of tax, nagyapon mga exemptions gyapon, no? Mga businesses nga exemptions, especially na kanang mga religious school tong ingon sa Agwa. So, exempted po na sila. Pero ginabuhat gyud sa Congress ang kanang check and balance, no? Para pantay lang siya ba. So, in terms of what I mean nga pantay is itong giingon ganiha is itong equality in burden, not equality in amount. Okay? So, next is Constitution distinguished from statute. So, like what I said earlier, Constitution serve as the foundational legal document in a country or a state and typically outline the structure and functions of the government. So, Constitution, di lang siya nag-offer og mga basis sa pagbuhat sa law, but also ginahatag po niya ang mga function sa mga government and also mga leaders po, future leaders, ilang mga power and also sila mga kumbaga mga boundaries ilahang power, no? Aron malikay sa term na abusive, no? And also, if natay constitution, di pud nawala nga natay law, which is what we call statutes. So statute is a formal written law enacted with the legislative body. So statute can be created at various levels of government, including national, state, or local levels. So the process of creating statutes involves the proposal, debate, and approval by a legislative body such as parliament, congress, or city council. So here in the Philippines, napunta yung mga ato ang statute is na po yung mga ilahi nga pangalan, no? So dati sa Commonwealth period under sa mga Americans, so ang tawag ato is Commonwealth Acts, no, or CA. But kung pag-abot na sa term ni Marcos, ang gitawag na siya og Batasang Pambansa or Batas Pambansa or BPS, no? So then sa present, by the help of the Philippine Congress, so nabag-o na siya, which is what we call Republic Act, no? Like kanang mga Republic Act 8371, mga inana, that is example of statute, no? Sa Republic Act 8371 is sa April law na siya na nga naga-protect sa mga IP, no? So next is in terms of making laws, di lang pod kay ang mga judiciary, legislature ug mga executive ang kaya pod nubuhat. Di makaya mo buhat og mga statute, no? Kaya po na siya sa mga local level, like ng mga province, sa mga board members, municipal councilors, city councilors, barangay councilor, or mga kagawads na to, no? So kaning mga ordinance nagagikan rin siya sa mga problem sa usa ka society, no? Mga needs aron mapugnan or di na pud mo laganap. So one of the example of ordinance is katong gibuhat sa kong papa. Kana gong ordinance na nagaprotekta sa pangalan sa usa ka tawo. Because there is mong barangay is like kung ang imong pangalan is let's say Jaylord, imong pangalan Jaylord, ha, then imong mga amigo tawagon rag ulod tiradalod, that's a name shaming na good, no? Kumbaga dauton ko ba, which is makababa pud og confidence good, and then gi-actionan sa akong papa, then nagbuhatan ng ordinance, din gi-aprobahan sa mga kagawad in sa kapitan antod sa then usa to siya na tawag ani na usa to siya gi publish or gi tawag ani gi butang gisaka sa barangay, gi kuan pa ni papa to gi tawag ani nag-atop siya by purok every time nga mga patawag ang mga purok chairman na oy mo na sila meeting din mo din si papa dayon, i-introduce niya ang kanang ordinance ba nga iyang gibuhat good nga inani yun niya yun ba mo ani nga inani akong buhaton aron na protektahan nga inana good, then hantod sa makuha niya ang simpatya sa mga tao, then diyan niya isaka sa korte, no? According sa akong survey cap yun ang mga tao inani, then mo sulti din sa iyang side. Then after ana mo kuan din mga kagawad nga uyon mi ana dato, uyon mi ana sir. Then diyan na siya maaproba, no? Mo siya ang mga ordinance, and daghan na pud, no? Mga ordinance pud ang nabuhat pud sa barangay pud, especially sa akong father nga which is nag-engage sa politics, no? So next is types of congressman. So we have the district congressman and congresswoman, which is under sa district or distrito. And we have party list, no, which is under sa sectoral. So natakil na ako ni kanina tong ilang functions, no. So good pa lang. So let's proceed sa national. So we have Senate President and senators, and also we have the district, no, which is the Speaker of the House. So now, let's proceed sa mga qualifications sa Senate o sa House of Representatives. Okay? So next. national and district legislators. So, we have the Senate. So, if feel nimo na gitawag na ka sa Senado para mutabang, so this is your time. So, the Senate is composed of 24 senators who are elected at large by the qualified voters of the Philippines nationwide. And nakasulat na sa Article 6, Section 2. So, the term of office of the senator is 6 years and shall commence at noon on the 30th of June following their election. So, they can be re-elected for another 6 years but they cannot serve for more than 2 consecutive terms. And nakabutang jud na sa Article 6, Section 3 to 4. Okay? So, proceed sa qualifications. The qualifications of senator are the following: natural-born citizen of the Philippines, at least 35 years of age on the day of the election, able to read and write. But don't forget and always remember na need gyapon ni mga knowledge in terms sa politics, no? Even ganito mga bagong senador, especially na si Bato de la Rosa, nung time na baguhan pa lang siya nag-eskwela yun siya og kanang kuan pang politics yun aron makasabay siya sa kuan ba sa Agos sa Senado, no? And also a registered voter and a resident of the Philippines for not less than 2 years immediately preceding the day of elections, no? And also, if you're a senator, one of the privilege of senators is that they cannot be arrested on a criminal charge punishable by 6 years imprisonment or less while Congress is in session. And they cannot also be charged with libel for their privileged speeches delivered in the Senate, no? Bisag sakit na kailang ipang istorya, pero sa ano, senador mo sila, di sila matabla ng mga minor nga mga crime, no? So if they are charged with oral defamation, slander, slight physical injury, unjust vexation, or any minor crimes, the police cannot arrest them in Congress. So, mga privilege sa usa ka senador. So let's proceed sa House of Representatives, no? So the term sa House of Representatives is 3 years but they cannot be elected for more than 3 consecutive terms, no? And also under sa 1987 Constitution, the House of Representatives is composed of 250 members elected from legislative districts and party list groups. So this was however increased as of 2012 to 286 members, no? So 230 district representatives and 56 party list representatives, no? And in terms sa qualification nila is still natural born citizen of the Philippines, at least 25 years of age on the day of election, still able to read and write, but always remember, knowledge sa politics yun, yung importante. In case of party list representatives, a registered voter in the district in which he or she shall be elected, no? So a registered voter anywhere in the Philippines for party list representatives, and a resident thereof for a period of not less than 1 year preceding the day of election. No? So still, a representative in the House of Representative, whether district or party list, she cannot be arrested on a criminal charge punishable by 6 years imprisonment or less while Congress is in session. So still Japan sila privilege, no? Sa senador, dili mo talab sila ang mga minor nga mga crime kay trabaho man nila, especially na ng oral defamation, mura siya normal good sila. Sabi na tong sa mga debate regarding anang mga law rag natural yun sa politics yun ang inana. So next is sessions of Congress. So in terms of making laws and also planning, naadyo na yung mga session and or hearing, no? So sa session na ay there are two types of session, which is the regular and the special session, no? So regular session is the Senate and the House Representatives convenes once a year on the fourth Monday in July for its regular session. So unless a different date is fixed by law. So once it convene, the session continues to fulfill its legislative obligation until 30 days before the opening of its next regular session, usually excluding Saturdays, Sundays, and legal holidays. And nakabutang po siya sa balaod, no? Na dapat jud sa fourth Monday in July na regular session. Muna giingon sa Article 6 Section 15, no? And if yung inyong bantayan, if kung naminaw mo ganiha na ang regular session is na belong sa inherent powers, no? Which is kumbaga written jud siya ba? Written jud nga need jud sundon, no? Then the next one is ang special session. Kaning special session mo yung example sa katong implied power, need of common sense, no? So the President of the Republic of the Philippines may ask Congress to call a special session at any time during the period that it is in recess. This usually takes place if the President feels that there is an urgent legislative agenda that Congress must undertake for the good of the country. So the President may designate the objects in his proclamation or message such as special session, no? Ginabuhat ni sa President aron ma-clarify jud ang tanan ba. And also aron ma-clarify ang tanan, need jud pod ma-quorum. So when we said quorum, kanang naa jud tanan, no? So the number of members whose presence is required at a meeting to constitute a quorum is usually the majority of entire body, that is 1/2 of all the members plus 1. Thus, if the total number of senators in the Senate is 24, the quorum would have at least 13 senators present in a session. So in the absence of the quorum, the session may be adjourned. So during emergencies, absent members can be arrested by the minority to force them to attend session. So if kung ikaw Filipino time or unsa ba, adyo kay kalalagyan basta sa politics na istoryahan yun, no? Imagine during emergencies, absent members can be arrested by the minority to force them to attend the sessions, no? Grabe ka power ang politics. So now, next, ang pinaka-importante, how Congress make laws or statutes. So in making laws, so naay tulo ka stage. So first is the preliminary stage, formal stage, and final stage. So first, dito sa preliminary stage. So this is the initial stage of lawmaking, wherein the lawmaker, a senator or a congressman or woman, attempts to understand the legal needs of the people or constituents by conducting public hearings and consultation. After identifying the legislative needs of the people, the lawmaker prepares a draft of the bill or proposed law and consult lawyers or experts before filing it with the Senate or House of Representatives, as the case may be. When the draft becomes final, the lawmaker sponsors it alone or with other senators or congressmen or women as co-authors and files it in the bill section of the Senate or House of Representatives in order to be calendared for the first reading in the next stage. So, dito sa formal stage. So, next is the formal stage na. So, this is the longest stage of lawmaking as every bill undergoes 3 readings both in the Senate and in the House of Representatives as required in a bicameral legislature. So diri na mo kaingon nga nung time consuming kayo ang bicameral, di ba? Tuod siya time consuming pero ang check and balance na maintain niya. So sa first reading, the term first reading simply means that the bill is formally introduced in a session hall in the Senate or in the House of Representatives and ilanang imbestigahan ug maayo. Jud no? And after na second reading. So this is the most important part of the bill. So during this stage, the bill is examined, debated, or amended by members of the respective committees. If approved by a majority of its members, the bill is printed in its final form and copies are distributed to senators or congressmen or women at least 3 days before the third reading. If disapproved, the sponsor has to refile it, perhaps in a more acceptable way to committee members. Otherwise, it is considered dead. And the third one, the third reading. So at this stage, the bill is now presented to the members of the Senate or House of Representatives in a plenary session for approval. So legislators merely register their votes for the bill. They may explain their votes if the rules of the Senate or House would allow. If approved by the required votes, the bill is sent to the other chamber for the required readings. If the bill originates in the Senate, it is sent to the House of Representatives. If it comes from the House of Representatives, it is sent to the Senate. And after na, there na sa reconciliation of two bills. So, if the approved bills of the same nature or topic by Senate and by the House of Representatives are very different, a reconciliation process would be done by a selective group of senators and representatives called as a bicameral committee. So, this group is called as the third chamber as members are authorized by Congress to finalize the two bills and come out with a unified. So, na-maintain jud ang check and balance and especially safety, no? And last nga stage sa formal stage is enrollment of the bill. So, a bill is considered enrolled when it is approved by both houses, the Senate and the House of Representatives, and sent to the President for consideration and signature. So sa final stage, dali na itong gitawag nila veto sa President, no? So, signature or veto of the President. So, an enrolled bill automatically becomes law or statute in any of the following manner: when the President signs it, or when the veto or disapproval of the President is overridden by 2/3 votes of all members of each house, or when the President does not act on the bill within 30 days after presentation. No? And pag mahumana na sa final na, which is ang publications of the new law. If the bill is signed by the President, it automatically becomes a new law or statutes. However, it can only be effective if the people who are subject of the new law must know about it. Thus, the publication of the new law is required. It can be published in the New Official Gazette, the official publication of government for new laws by National Printing Office, or in newspapers of national circulation like the Philippine Daily Inquirer, Philippine Star, or Manila Bulletin. So, a new law becomes enforceable in 15 days after the publication date. No? So, that's it. It's the end of my report. So, I hope na mo na-learn. And thank you. Bye-bye.